will now move on with our next session, and this is on addressing the current challenges and the way forward. Now, India is a vast and diverse country, and the challenges to its agricultural sector come from infrastructure, behavior, skills, and ecosystems. The most pressing amongst them is, of course, fragmented land holdings, which make the use of drones, automation, and precision farming uneconomical, low digital and technical literacy among farmers, and poor rural infrastructure, including erratic power supply and weak connectivity that restricts data-driven and IoT-based solutions. So how can we address some of these challenges? Let's bring in the experts to discuss this. Please welcome our moderator for this session. Please welcome on stage with a round of applause, Mr. Sagar Kaushik, President, Global Corporate and Industry Affairs, UPL Limited. Please give a round of applause and welcome Mr. Sagar Kaushik on stage. Please welcome our other speakers on stage who will be speaking on the challenges. Please welcome Mr. Manoj Varshney, MD and CEO, IFFCO-MC Crop Science Private Limited. Please welcome Dr. Shailendra Singh, Chief Operating Officer, Zydex Industries Private Limited. Please give a round of applause to our speakers as they're coming up on stage. Please welcome Mr. Sarjiwan Singh Manhas, Chief Sustainability Officer and Head Green AG Crystal Crop Protection Limited. Please welcome Dr. Ranjesh Kumar Singh, General Manager, Regulatory Affairs and Product Development, Bharat Certis Agri Science Limited. Please also welcome on stage Mr. Raju Kapoor, Director, Public and Industry Affairs, FMC India Private Limited, and Mr. K.E. Muthu, Crop Protection Lead, IBSL Biocrop Science Limited. I request everybody to please be seated. And I would like to hand it over to Mr. Sagar Kaushik, the moderator of this session, to take this discussion forward.
Okay, so thank you very much. Mike is essential commodities. So now, prior to lunch, this session too, I'm just going to start. So I must say we have the young talent in our speakers and the experienced talent in our speakers. So therefore, we will have a good level of diversity, I can assure you. And very quick responses will be there because the time is short. Now, the purpose of this session is basically to look at our technologies, the game-changing technologies, cutting-edge technologies, whatever name you give them. But I must say that in the last 10 years, we have seen that at least some technologies, they become visible. They try to create the impact, and but the assessment of the impact at the farmer's level, that would be my general question. So there are drones, there is nanotechnology, there is soil health, there is the role of the mechanization also has become much more in vogue. So I think all these technologies, I would put them into really the technologies which have transformed the digital part. Digital part has been so essential, it has empowered the small farmers to even have a technology in his farm which could cost 30, 35 lakhs. This happened because of the digital technology. These shared services were enabled by the digital technologies. So I think the technology part has, first of all, it was not a slogan. I think we have seen the technological with the evidence and its use. So, but I think I would like that how much that use has been practiced by the farmers and what it has changed the life of the farmers. So I think those areas, as per the expertise of the panel, I think maybe a word they can speak about themselves, then I don't have to do the introduction part so that we could do this session quite efficiently. So I would like to really start with Manoj. Manoj, you are here next to me. So Manoj is from IFFCO, and when I was giving the briefing to him, I said, well, I take you as the guardian of the data, because data is the base for all the digital technologies, etc. And the nutrition part plays such an important role for every crop, every season, etc. So Manoj, if you could tell us that what technology from your perspective shows a clear evidence that things have worked for the farmers, but or we have to still wait and further evolve more things into that. So you give your perspective with regard to the nutrition efficiency, what has been brought at the level of the farmers. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Hello, am I audible? Yeah. Thank you. First of all, thank you very much to ASSOCHAM for having me here and share my perspective, and then thanks to Moderator for choosing me as the first one to go to share my perspective. I represent IFFCO Mitsubishi Corporation, and which is a joint venture of IFFCO and Mitsubishi Corporation Japan. And this company was established 10 years back. This company has already completed 10 years in this August 2025. And primarily this joint venture was created to serve the agrochemical needs of the Indian farmers. So this company is a pure play crop protection company, which I represent. Now, sir's question was related to IFFCO and how IFFCO has utilized data and then other technologies. As you know, this company has already, IFFCO has already completed 58 years a week back, and this is more of a farmer's company. 30% of India's farmer through 36,000 primary agriculture cooperative societies own IFFCO. So the farmers are owner of this large cooperative giant, and this is now been recognized as #2 cooperative organization after Amul. So there is a switch between Amul and IFFCO. Earlier IFFCO used to be there, now Amul is at #1, and then that's a swap. Now coming to since I said that IFFCO has been a company owned by farmers, so primarily the organization's objective always is to work for the farmers and then bring whatever advanced technologies or serve all kind of needs. As I said, IFFCO has done multiple joint ventures. You might be knowing IFFCO only for fertilizers, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Cooperative, but apart from fertilizers, IFFCO has entered into multiple joint ventures and multiple other ventures also. And one such, which you might not have been aware of, IFFCO established IFFCO Kisan Sanchar Limited, which was later renamed as IFFCO Kisan Suvidha Limited. And in that organization, that IFFCO Kisan Sanchar was a joint venture with Airtel, wherein IFFCO wanted to provide all the advanced agricultural information through a call center to all its farmers. Later on, whatever we talked about, whether we talked about IoT, we talked about precision farming, we talked about smart agriculture, it was all being delivered, and almost 30,000 acres were brought under the smart agriculture. Now, the main concern, this was about talking about experimentations on the precision farming and the smart agriculture, but more so those experiments have not resulted into a profitable venture, and then later on they have been discontinued. Now IFFCO is focusing through IFFCO Kisan Finance, so mostly which is financing the agri-financing need of the Indian farmers. Now coming to other technologies or the data, so what I wanted to emphasize on, so all kind of technology interventions have been done, whether it is distribution of drone, and the latest one when we talk of on the nutrition aspect was introduction of nano fertilizers a couple of years back. And if you look at, the main aim was to bring down what farmer traditionally has been using conventional fertilizers in the bulk, and whereas the nutrient use efficiency is only 20-25% compared to the nano fertilizers where nutrient use efficiency is almost 80-90%, and in fact even more than that. Now of late this technology to see what happens now, what are the perspectives I am bringing in. So more than adoption, the debate started on the technology. Now there could be possible different kind of reasons. The technology has been working. IFFCO has started exporting, you might be surprised, and then IFFCO has already is establishing a plant in Brazil also, where they'll be manufacturing these nano fertilizers and then selling it there. And then couple of African countries, multiple countries are also taking. In fact, if the success of nano, if you take it, there are a lot of other fertilizer companies also who have entered into nano fertilizers. So it was not related to only to nano. So nano urea, nano DAP, and then recently nano copper, nano zinc. In fact, it has gone to take care of the micronutrients through the nanotechnology. So apart from the nutrition part, IFFCO has also invested into biologicals company, which is Capsbar Agri-Science through Aqua Agri, which is again a joint venture of IFFCO. And IFFCO-MC is going to market the biological products of that venture. So these are all, I just wanted to inform you. So this is not only a fertilizer company, but has already used the technology to its core and try to propagate it to the farmer, what is in the right interest of the farmers or their farming needs or the evolving needs. Now coming to my perspective, what are the key challenges are faced? So one thing is technology adoption, or technology adoption comes with a literacy rate of the growers. Now again we have a debate. See, the whole problem was scalability. If you are creating a business model, you can create some small successes, but if you want to create a scale, you need the knowledge levels. So building up knowledge levels might require some more time. That was our opinion. So that's the reason for the timing. Please give a pause. We'll expand it later. So that was one experience. But on certain technologies where there was a bigger conviction that we should bring down the conventional fertilizer usage and promote nano. So this is to an extent has resulted. In fact, we have been growing year on year on the adoption. There are n number of success stories where people talk about after adopting the nano fertilizers, and huge results are already there. So this is what I just wanted to put perspective on behalf of the organization.
Okay, so thank you. What you are saying is the nano picture is still continue, and but your conversation with me will also continue.
Sure.
On the same subject.
Sure, sir.
So the next one is drones. I think what a fanfare, a very exciting phase we have seen for the first couple of months. The engagement of the women entrepreneur, new schemes were evolved, training, pilots, all those young entrepreneurs. So tell us about, Shailendra, I'm looking at you. If you could take us through the journey of drones, where it is today, to what impact it has done on the farmers in India in terms of efficiency, cost, resilience, etc., and how do you see the future? Over to you, Shailendra. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Associate, for giving this opportunity. One caveat, I am not a drone expert. I've just seen through the eyes of the farmer and also as an industry individual who has been looking at drones as a big opportunity for various benefits which a farmer can get. Drones were, when they were introduced, I remember a few of the events where even the Chief Minister of the respective state, he was, flying drone, trying to push, as you said, that lady entrepreneurs were being trained. Drone TV was the concept, and there is a huge subsidy. There was, and I still believe it is, on the drone to bring in the affordability part, because the upfront cost of the drone is very high, and individual farmer is not going. Not many of the individual farmers can afford to buy a drone. The initial picture was shown as if it is going to change the entire landscape of agriculture just by bringing in drones. They said that this will ease out the application of the the difficulty of the labor which is there, some of the crops where you cannot spray, ease of application is going to come. You can definitely bring in AI and pictures and provide the very customized kind of recommendation and identification of the disease, pest pressure, and so many things. But I would just take, extend what Manoj has said earlier. I think there are two aspects which have been there. One was that did we really look at the whole roadmap? Because we brought in the technology, we changed the regulation, we just jumped on it, and we found that, yeah, this is going to change the world now. Two aspects, affordability and convenience. We have seen it many times, and a lot of big, great technologies which have a lot of potential, but they do not work because either they are not affordable or they are not convenient. I leave it to the audience for the drone aspect. You consider it as a convenient and affordable both, either of them or none of them. I still see a lot of hope, but I think there has to be a clear-cut understanding in which particular segment we want to bring in this particular technology, what we want to achieve out of this. There are definitely possibilities like in the earlier panel, sugar industry managing director was sitting. I am a sugarcane farmer. I cannot go and spray in a sugarcane field after about 90 days. Drone can be a very good potential, very good technology to do that, and it will definitely increase the yield potential. But are we going to do it in a mustard field? Are we going to do it in a vegetable field? Probably not the spray, but definitely understanding the microclimate and looking at the possibilities, maybe the right forecasting of what kind of disease pressure are going to be, that can be done. So, in nutshell, I would say probably we need to look at making it more affordable and convenient for the users, and then get the right selling point for an individual who is going to use it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, Shailendra, thank you very much. I think broad picture, if I see nano and drones, both have this similar kind of landscape. Either it has come much ahead of time, or the upscaling is a problem, but nothing wrong with the technology. So we'll come back to that. But I think the third area where there have been clear evidences of success is the soil health products or the biological options. So I'll request Mr. Manhas, if you could guide us through the journey of the biologicals.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Kaushik. In the morning we were hearing that agriculture affects climate change and climate change affects agriculture. And this is absolutely true, which we are seeing now. We have also heard that, to feed 140 crore people in India and also, to become the football of world, we have to maintain a balance between sustainability efforts and also the agriculture production. So, people say that when we were in green revolution, the fertilizers, of course, the nutrients and also the agrochemical, the seed technology played a big role. Now, whether you call it a villain or hero now, but the fact remains that, we cannot do without fertilizers or the agrochemicals because they are the essential part of the overall production system. What we can do is that, the integrated nutrient management and, integrated pest management, where I feel that the biologicals can play a very, very big role. Now, whether we talk of biostimulants, we talk of biofertilizers, we talk of micronutrients, we talk of bioprotectants, or we talk of, liquid or nano fertilizer, these are the technologies, which can help us in increasing the production, but at the same time, we can slightly reduce the use of agrochemicals, or I can say that judicious use of these products. I can give you a small example because Manoj ji mentioned that only 30 or 40% the fertilizer which we in a traditional way are actually absorbed by the plants from the soil. Now use of biologicals like biofertilizer, we talk of simple mycorrhizal fungus. If we are using that, it can help in absorption of whatever is the nutrients are lying in the market, in the soil. Right? For example, phosphorus, when we talk, I think 60-70% still lies in the soil unused. If we are able to use the biofertilizers, possibly, those absorption can be increased to quite a bit. Further to that, when we talk of other tech, like we talk of biostimulants also, which are quite natural and help in abiotic and biotic, which is quite rampant, when you talk of climate change. The bioprotectant, the so-called biocide, whether it is a fungicide or insecticide, when they are used judiciously along with pesticides, for example, especially during the harvest days, it can give a boost to the production, not only the production, but it can also help in having the low ML when we export the commodity or when the consumer takes it. So I think these are the supplements to our efforts for the nutrition as well as the crop protection. So their importance has to grow day by day, and some of the technology which we are talking now, I think will help in not only integrating but also boosting the overall production. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks Manhas. I think again it is coming to the similar conclusion. Perhaps in the next round you could clarify that is the adoption rate is one thing, because it could be 30% every year, but the volumes are so low. Percentage actually do not give the better answer to that. So is the problem again for the larger adoption? Is it really moving quickly or not? That's a question. But Manhas, you don't need to answer. I have Rajneesh. So you are also in this sector with your company. So just elaborate further on this aspect.
Thank you, sir. So first I would like to just, give my heartfelt thanks to AgriTech to consider as a panelist, and I'm really honored to have sitting with all the industry stalwarts with me. I'm sharing the stage with them as a panelist. So, sir, I would like to make 2 points here. See, we are talking about, since morning we are talking about technologies and other things, but if, in my views, if any technology is not coming on the ground or not bringing to the farmers, there is no need to bring the technology. See, we are talking today, everybody is talking about drone, but how it can get established, because we as an industry, Raju sir maybe correct me if I'm wrong, we are knocking the door of government since so many years, please allow us to use the drone application for agrochemicals in India. So there is lots of efforts to be made, guideline, and so many things are put on the place to the policy makers and the regulation. And then once they convince, they are give this permission, and we are proud to say that India is the second one after China and Japan, third one, who allow to use the agrochemicals while drone spraying. So that is one. So what here I would like to take, sir. So just take example, we are talking about the technology. So BT is one of the wonderful technology which all we are experiencing in terms of cotton, and it has been introduced in 2002. Now we are sitting in 2025. There is no new biotechnology it get considered in Indian for either maize or any paddy, etc., etc. So we need to first convince the regulators, because whatever coming in the pictures of the agri inputs or agrochemical, there is a lots of pressure and there is a lot of channels to the regulation. So we here just request AgriTech to take our just request to the government, then regulation and policy make it simple to get technology introduced as early as possible to the farmers. Otherwise, we are talking today in technology and then next year we are also talking on the same technology. So the implementation and transfer of technology is really very much needed, and for that we are looking for the policy makers. And as far as the biological is concerned, sir, I represent here Bharat Certis Agri Science Limited, which is the sister or which is the group company of Mitsui and Co. Limited, that is in Tokyo, Japan. And we have a pen across the world presence. India, we are here as a Bharat Certis. So we are having a lots of cutting edge technology in terms of biological. Everybody is looking for safe food. Everybody is looking for the biological. And we are having the great technology of biological, but as again, the Indian regulation and policy is not allow us to bring that technology from there to here. So we are struggling with the government. So unless you are not giving a path, good path to bring the technology from, see, everything we cannot create here. Whatever we are creating here, that is most welcome and that can be implemented. We need to take the same, because we are taking Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, all world is ours. So we take a consider as a globally, and government should allow to bring the technology from outside to prosper the farmers and give the better technology for safer food and for the good food. So that is one submission from my side, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
So Ranjesh, thanks a lot. You are talking about outside in. Now, there are a lot of technologies outside. What you mentioned in the mechanization space, in GM technologies, several other technologies available there. They have also shown evidence of success abroad in Brazil, US, other places. India is different. Every country is different. But I think we cannot be oblivion to these success stories around the world. So one company which is globally present and globally have done wonders with their technology is Bayer. So we have Muthu here. I've known him for decades, and I'm very pleased that Muthu, you are right here. And so could you tell us that how do you see the difference of the global technologies when you bring to India? Are there some challenges of ramping up, or it is actually the other way around, what we have seen for drones, etc.? So what's your take, Muthu?
Thanks, Mr. Kaushik. So I'm Muthu representing Bayer. See, in any farm, in a simple words, the farmer wants yield, quality, and convenience, and of course now also the lesser cost, right? That's exactly where, after the digital came into the space, everybody wants more at a lesser cost. That's a very simple thing that's happening. Of course, we all understand there are multiple variables to do all this, which we have talked in many forums. Probably I will try to explain the digital and the data, how we are now using it to improve all these four parameters for the farmer as a major variable, because this is over proportionately going to influence the impact on these outcomes that the farmer expects in the coming years. Now, for example, we have a digital product called Climate Field View, which actually is a platform. And first, it actually collects the data from your tractors, your drones, the other applications that you use, the soil health sensors, and so on and so forth. It collects. That's the A part. And then the entire data that is collected, besides this, secondly, it also collects the data from the satellite imageries that we all talked about. You can also feed the manual data. All these things can be done in this platform once the farmer is registered. And these data which is collected is now stored and actually integrated. The back-end process actually integrated. And third, the integrated data actually give the farmer the field health map, right, in a simple way. So these are the three major steps. And the farmer has now the AA is involved in giving this field health map. Now the farmer knows exactly at what spot he has a problem of nutrition, exactly at what spot he has, the phytophthora spores emerging and where he need to spray. And therefore, finally, he takes the decisions, he does the operations, and therefore, he actually gets the benefit of relatively lesser input cost, better and very precise farm management. This not only just helps him as a farmer, but it also helps in terms of precision agriculture. It helps in regenerative agriculture and so on and so forth. This is exactly what it is now currently happening. Now, as we speak today, tomorrow in Global Agro Technica, where it happens in Germany, we would also there will be a lot of sessions talking about agenetic AI being used, which means now the farmer decides based on the map, but going forward, the platform will tell you what the farmer has to do. He just need to do. Therefore, it saves a lot of time and energy and effort for him. So therefore, now this is exactly the success story. Likewise, we have Farm Rise and other apps which is customized and ring-fenced for Indian operations. And now the question before us is that how do we actually tailor and customize for our smallholder farmers and our ecosystem, our agricultural ecosystem, right? The previous speaker talked about that the Western world fixes the agenda. No, it's not like that. Half of the panel here has worked in multinational companies. We are as patriotic as Indians as all of you are. So therefore, it is not that. Actually, technology is country neutral thing, right? It's you just need to adapt. We learn to adapt and we need to ring fence. That's exactly what I think. I think one of the major issues that we have today, we have definitely the apps that are actually intervening into specific issues. There is no integrated issues. When these apps go and specific issues, one of the major problem I see with many of the drones and other apps is that we look the farmers like our rural customers. We think that what the taxi aggregator app has done can be done with farmers. No, that's not. Our farmers are very much emotionally connected. You need to know exactly the psyche of our farmers and our farming. Even our country as such, agriculture is something very different. It's not an industry. You can never make it as an industry. As a country, we are emotionally connected. Politically, we are emotionally connected with agriculture. The whole consumers, all of us are emotionally connected, right? We all cry when the onion prices come 15 rupees. Nobody talks about when it comes to 2 rupees, right? That's it. We buy our footwears from fantastic stores in AC stores, but then we bargain with the vegetable vendors in the footpath. We don't bargain when it comes to the store. So that's a cycle that we have. I think if we are able to understand that with these apps which are coming up now, that is exactly the gap I see, right? And that's also, for example, the farmers, generally I have seen that many of the extension workers, agricultural extension workers, the frontline workers of the industries, agro input industry, they are well connected. And therefore, pure digital solutions may not probably help. We need a phygital thing. We need a phygital connection. We need an emotional connections. And that is one of the major stumbling block that we have now with. And secondly, I also feel that the apps today feel that they will disrupt what is existing. That I think won't fly. Rather, we need to integrate. We need to work with the agro input industry, agricultural extension workers who knows these farmers like better. Therefore, it will be much more easier for these technologies to go in.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I think since morning, there's this kind of a conclusion or this summary is coming up that digitalization is only an enabling tool to integrate the other technologies and not to replace the existing part. So I think this path that we have to understand more sharply and just keep it in the mind that what can we expect even to the next level of the digitalization where the human being is not involved. It is just the platform itself is taking care, but that is also digitalization. That actually takes the human contact even much more away. So, but I think I see even from Professor Ramesh Chand and earlier presentation that this area we need to just keep reflecting in our policy guidelines and our internal business strategies, etc. Just need to capture that part. Now we talked about several technologies, but I think we also have to look into these technologies in the context of the climate change. Climate change is a reality, and therefore the biotic part performance of the biotic products will be influenced by the abiotic scenario in the country at a specific time. So I think we need to consider, while developing any technology, in the context of the climate change. Therefore, I kept Raju Kapoor as the another side of the anchor. I am doing from right to left. He will do it from left to right. Therefore, Raju, if you could give some thought on this part. And after this thought, I will have another question from you, which is still a mystery for you.
No, thank you so much. First of all, great to be coming here and being in a panel of my own guru, Sagar. So, I think let's understand this very clearly. What are our key challenges and where are we heading? Because you cannot talk of technologies in isolation. We heard a word in the previous panel, which was changing away to a platform-based solution. So I think at some point or the other, we are all heading towards a platform delivery service. So as we develop multiple technologies, why are we developing technologies? Essentially, one of the core reasons is addressing the inefficiencies of the larger system. What are the inefficiencies? They could emerge out of, let's say, we talked about the nutrient use efficiency. So urea, 27% use efficiency. Phosphates, some 30 odd percentages. Potash, even lower. Look at irrigation, water per se, not irrigation. Water per se, very poor. So how do we address the inefficiencies there is one area very clearly where, because all of them are leading to a climate disaster for us. We talk about soil health. Why have we reached where we have reached? Primarily because of 2 or 3 reasons. One, policy, because we continued to pursue urea-based farming, and which has brought us here today, where we don't have carbon in the soil. So every time you put more nitrogen, it becomes worse. The situation becomes, कहते हैं ना मरीज का हाल और बुरा हो गया. So the soils become even more drastic. So the technologies that are really causing us significant challenge today are, one, around water, second, around basically the factors of production. Around water, we have rice. I think the previous panel talked about 5,000 liters of water per kg of rice, and that too getting exported to Gulf, which is a dry area. So how do we address that? So we have technologies, for example, DSR, direct seeded rice, is a technology which we know for a while now. What is the technology essentially? The technology is how do we manage weeds in a situation which is less anaerobic. For example, when you have a transplanted rice, you create, the rice crop does not require so much of water. It is basically to control the weeds that you are keeping it flooded all through, which is what is causing almost 60% of the fresh water going into rice cultivation and ultimately going and spoiling our soil structures. So can we look at better technologies for addressing the aerobic condition weeds that develop, which have absolutely, which have been very difficult to control. We all understand that. So, for example, us as FMC, we have now a product coming in very, very soon, which is called Dodilex. This product is aimed at direct seeded rice weed control. So the technologies will have to be such that they address the core issues that are harming the agriculture. So if you can control weeds, you can grow rice with almost, let's say, 30 or 40% less water. Improved productivity. Hence, your entire ecosystem changes completely. We talked about soil. Today, our challenge with soil is because we do not have a concept of productivity-based nutrition supplementation. We have availability-based nutrition delivery. For example, I have urea, in whatever form I have DAP in whatever form I have, but can I look at customized delivery based on what is the need of the soil, and need of the soil, not generic soil. For a level of productivity that I want to achieve out of the given soil, how do I get more productivity? How do I customize my nutrition for that? I mean, today, if you look at the genetic potential of a variety which is being released or a hybrid being released and the actualization, we are sitting at an abysmal low levels. So we have, even if we did not do much seed research, we have enough buffer available if we could manage the agronomy piece of it. So I think customization of the nutrition delivery is a very critical technology, and that's where I think future would take us there. The third aspect is, which I think many of us have already talked about, is how are you going to leverage digitalization, or for that matter AI. So I think I'm very clear, I'm a very big fan of AI, especially AI in agriculture, because I think many of the inefficiencies that we have today can be very effectively addressed. For example, discovery. New technology discovery, to discover a new agrochemical molecule, it takes something like $300 million. It takes 12 years to bring it to the market. Why? Because you have to do 125,000 molecules you have to screen to come to one molecule that will be bioactive and commercially viable. So can I cut that whole cycle down by half or maybe less? Yes, today I can, because now I have modulations available with me through AI. I mean, not that it was not there, but now I have very specific tools that can deliver it. So do that. Second element very clearly is, again, we have seen genetic engineering, another aspect, which is a great tool available, which, for whatever reason, I think we have now finally made a first move in bringing out those GE rice crops. So there again, the issue is weed control. So can we look at newer chemistries, merge them as a solution with the genetic solutions, and then deliver them at the farmer's place? Yes, we can. So I think the need would be, again, for technologies to be evolving around, marrying the two technologies together, and on the delivery aspect, on the third aspect, on how do we deliver it. So that could be an interesting area where you can cut down the intervention significantly, the cost significantly, and the drudgery significantly. Mechanization is another point which has already been talked about. But I think from a climate point of view, mechanization would also be very crucial on how do we have low intervention,
Yes.
low interference technologies driven with the use of digitalization and others in solution delivery. You already have a slip with you. So,
Raju, thanks a lot. You touched both the mitigation aspects for the climate action and also the adaptation part. I think both are clear. So, but I can read what is written here. But she may not agree with me. It is written that please wrap up in the next 5 minutes. Is that what you wrote? Well, let's ask a difficult question to ourselves. Yeah? And three of us can answer this, but I'm just raising question. I will not answer. The question is that there are multiple technologies we talk about it. Somebody is a drone provider. Somebody gives the excellent pesticide. Then there is the nutrition. Mr. Manhas is talking about the soil health. And, we have also Ranjesh talking about really the modern frame with regard to the biologicals. अब आप सब लोग तो फार्मर को, आई एम अ फार्मर, मैंने इनकी टेक्नोलॉजी भी ली, उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी, ऑल द बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज केम टू मी. सो व्हेन आई फेल टू प्रोड्यूस, whom do I catch? Because individually say, no, it's not my problem. The other guys say, no, it's the irrigation problem because the flooding was wrong. So I'm a farmer. So who owns my problem? And we have all the solutions available, but my problem still persists. I still get only 1 ton per hectare of soybean. So this is my question. So I volunteer. I think, Muttu, you want to start, you can start, or anybody else, but only 3 people will answer because we have only 5 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. So I think the answer is very clearly in the risk mitigation, right? Everybody has got risk mitigation for everything. The hotel, the car that we use, our own life insurance, everybody has got insurance except the crop, correct? There is no formal crop insurance. There are subsidized crop insurance interventions are being tried by government, but it still has a lot of lacuna. And that is exactly where I strongly believe that the platform that I talked before, if we are able to integrate all this and then come out with this kind of a platform, like FieldView, which is being now currently used in 22 crore acres, across 20 countries, this platform can give credible information to the insurance companies so that the arbitrations can be reduced. And this is something which we need to definitely go for. And the second, I also, on the predictive analytics, there is a lot we can do about the predictive analytics, like how much is going to be the products. The earlier speakers talked about the data being generated at the farm level, right? So when we do that, how we are going to predict about the number of crops, acres that is going to come in the Rabi season and what could be the output, so how much the farmer should go for it and not go for it. Probably these are the 2 things I would rather strongly suggest that can reduce the pain point of the farmer. And head on, we need to.
So I think agriculture, especially from an input supplier's point of view, must move away from product to a solution. We have to be solution delivery agents, not a product supplier. So I cannot be a 1 liter pesticide product seller. I must deliver at the farm gate level or maybe at the farm level using whatever technologies are available. So I see a very clear category emerging moving forward, which is solution delivery services. So this has to be a very big business. Of course, along with that comes a big question of, in a continuously fragmenting land holding, how are you going to deliver? So I think that's the question, that's the big elephant we need to answer in the room. But I think that's where possibly government will have to come back and say, okay, what do we do moving forward? But that we compulsorily have to move away from product to solution. Yes, sir.
So I second with the opinion my other panelists, and I think what Sagar sir asked was the question is, who do we blame? So it's very easy, who's the weakest is got caught, right? Weakest gets caught. But in my opinion, I think that's not fair. The solution and the weakest got caught and then he has to explain multiple times, and there were multiple instances in this kind of cases. But I think I do second that integrating the solutions, in my opinion, a lot needs to do, and I think technology has to prove it. How can these solutions be integrated and to be offered to the same customer? So instead of dissecting between which solution worked and which did not work, I think overall solution need to be evaluated whether it worked or not. So that's my opinion about it. Thank you.
So,
Kaushik,
last point?
Oh, yes, you go ahead.
Just 30 seconds. What you mentioned is that the productivity part, like you in Punjab, for example, when we speak, the productivity is high. You go to East UP or Bihar, the productivity is low, whereas the seed use is same, fertilizer is same, everything is same most of the time. But it is the adoption of the technology. The people in Punjab, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, we spoke in the morning, is very high productivity now, very high growth. They are prone to adoption of the new technology, whether you talk of farm mechanization, whether you talk of integrated nutrient management, or even I am saying the pest management. So I think adoption of the technology makes the difference, and there is where we should concentrate in capacity building, in creating the awareness among our farming community. Yeah.
So thank you very much. I think what came across that all the technologies still have much more journey to travel, and it is the integration of the technologies so that farmer gets a solution. So I think as a integrated value chain, I think the development of the value chain need to become much more mature in our country. This could be crop specific or crop rotation specific. I think those areas are so important also for the government to promote. Not even the climate change is not related to one crop. It is related to the crop solutions. So you change the, related to the crop rotations. You change the crop rotations of Punjab from rice wheat to cotton wheat. Temperature will come down by 4 degrees of that area. This is not the 3 generations of the Punjab farmers in Bathinda, they have told me, not one group, but several groups. He said, well, the rice came, and because of the rice, the temperature is high. Take the rice out, they believe, their experience, based on their experience. So I think there is a role of the technology is well endorsed. Technologies are available, but the technologies need to be made so that the adoption is faster and it is affordable to the farmers in India. I think those areas have come as the recommendation. With this, I will like to thank all the panelists for your very original, subscribing answers. Thanks a lot for your participation.
Thank you to all our speakers for coming here. I will request all of them to please gather in front of the tables for a group photograph.